ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചില്ല എന്ന് പറയാം സാറിൻ്റെ സ്പൗസിനോ മോനോ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ പറയാനുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ about their experience when their dad or the spouse was in uniform. Please. Okay, we are so lucky. Jopas Track is really lucky to have നമ്മുടെ കൂടി ഇത്രയും നേരം സംസാരിച്ച ഈ വെറ്ററൻ വാരിയറിൻ്റെ മോനെ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് ഹി വിൽ ബി ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസിങ് ഹിംസെൽഫ്. കാരണം സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ എനിക്കും പേരറിയത്തില്ല. സോ ഐ ബി ഈസ് agreed to talk, and please, it's your space.
Hi, my name is Dr.Govind, and I'm the eldest son of retired HFL MADHU. I'm a doctor who has completed his MBBS from Government Fellow Medical College, and I'm currently preparing to appear in this year's NEET PG examination. I also have a younger brother Arvind who has completed his engineering degree and is now preparing to appear for CDS and FCAT examinations to pursue his dream of becoming a pilot. Both of us, me and my brother, we could be considered Fauji brats, which is the term used to describe the children of military personnel. These children, they travel around with their parents as they are posted all around the country in different cantonments. And while doing so, the children learn from a lot of different cultures. You see, each cantonment can be described as a melting pot of different cultures from all over the country. And thus, each child can learn from the culture of another child, and in turn, they can learn more about the country than they could do so without living in the cantonment. This life in the cantonment, it has actually gone a long way in helping us meet a lot of new personalities, people from all across the country, from various backgrounds, very different to mine or my brothers. And it has helped us learn a lot more about them than they did about us. This experience also helped us learn new languages like Hindi or Tamil, which normally we would not have been able to learn in a conversational sense, because as Malayalis, we would only be speaking Malayalam at home. My father has always maintained that one must always strive towards learning the local language of wherever we are living. So he made sure that I learned Tamil. I learned how to read and write Tamil when I was a young child, when we were posted in Sulur. I was in class 3rd or 4th at that time. And while my mother had taught me how to read and write Malayalam, and I learned how to read and write English and Hindi at school, my father had personally taught me how to read Tamil. And with this experience, in the coming years, I was also able to learn how to read and write other languages like Telugu and Kannada. So I believe this experience was a stepping stone for me in improving myself as a person. Looking back at my life in the cantonment, I believe I only have fond memories of it. After I was born, my father was posted in Jorhat, New Delhi twice, Coimbatore twice, Kasauli and Botswana, and each of these places were as beautiful as the next to live in. पर मुझे जोराट का ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, because while my father was posted there, मैं छोटा सा बच्चा था. I was just an infant, so I don't really remember anything. But from what my parents have told me, it was actually a beautiful place to live in. And each of these cantonments, they were so beautiful, you know. हर जगह हरियाली थी. The roads, they were so well maintained, flanked by footpaths for safe commute. It was always flanked by large trees which gave a lot of shade. हर जगह rose bushes थे. There were grounds, large grounds where you could play different sports. You could jog. Then there were outdoor and indoor gyms. There was a swimming pool actually. Then अगर कुछ भी लेना हो, ग्रोसरीज लेना हो, कपड़े, stationery, even vehicles for that matter, you can buy them all inside the cantonment itself. You didn't really have to go out, because people actually only went out for sightseeing and all. It was that good, that life. And the roads were always patrolled by armed guards, so safety was never an issue. रात को 2 बजे निकलो, सुबह 6 बजे निकलो, any time in the day or night, you could go out and feel safe because of the armed guards. And even at night, everything was so well lighted. Everything was under camera. under camera surveillance, so chori nahi hoti. There was no crime actually, and it was the best life ever. Another point, a big plus point that I have forgotten to mention would be the peace and the quiet. You see, the cantonment could be located right in the middle of the city, smack dab in the middle of the hustle and bustle. But the noise never gets through. आप जहाँ भी खड़े रहेंगे inside the cantonment, you could only hear the leaves rustling, the birds chirping, the occasional peacock. To be honest, I have not really seen such a big population of peacocks anywhere outside the cantonment. In some cantonments, I believe it was in Chennai when I went there once in Tambaram, that I saw deer and rabbits running around as well. It was a big thing for me back then. It's one of the things that I sorely miss about the life that I've left behind me. And कहते हैं कि a Fauji brat never really becomes a Fauji brat until he or she was able to study with other Fauji brats in a military school, as I have, and so has my brother. Both of us, we are alumni of the FO school, TAFS, Suburto Park, New Delhi. I believe that the education I gained from the school and the skills that I learned from the school has played a major part in me becoming who I am today. I first joined TAFS in kindergarten when my father was posted there in New Delhi for the first time, and I studied there until class 2nd. Then, after my father got posted back to New Delhi from Botswana, I joined TAFS in class 8th and I studied there until class 12th. Coincidentally, I was able to join the same class that I had left in class 2nd, so I was able to meet a lot of old friends. It was a happy reunion of sorts. Usually, what happens is in such schools, as their fathers get posted out or as their fathers retire, the students they leave the school, and usually, if you leave school for a few years and come back, you won't find a lot of your old friends there. And I was able to find a lot of new old friends. So I believe that the student life I had in TAFS has given me a lot of great memories, especially because of its location. The beautiful campus of TAFS was located inside Suburto Park in New Delhi, which housed, among other offices, the Indian Air Force's Western Air Command, and hence it was obviously very well guarded and no random strangers were ever allowed inside. We had for our uniforms the light blue shirt and the dark blue trousers of the Indian Air Force personnel, and we used to pride ourselves in the fact that every day we dressed up, we looked at our fathers, and we looked the same. We had the same colored uniforms, and we used to pride ourselves in that. We had everything in our school was about the Indian Air Force. Our houses were named after the eminent Indian Air Force Chief Marshals, Air Chief Marshal. As I said, everything I am right now is because of TAFS. It helped me hone my love for football, and it's a sport that that's every TAFSian's favorite sport, and we used to play it every day in school. And something the love for this sport is something I still carry with me today. Everything I needed as a doctor, the ability to speak with patients from different cultures, from different language sectors, the ability to tackle sticky situations, the ability to speak myself out of trouble, everything I've gained from living and interacting with students in the school. And it's something I'm very proud of, even to this day. Furthermore, as a student in TAFS, I was able to meet, if not directly, then at least indirectly, a lot of great leaders and officials of the Indian Air Force. I believe a lot of my friends, my classmates, juniors, they chose Indian Air Force as a profession because of these interactions they had. Each of these officers were so charismatic, and that's something you want to see in yourself. And even my brother, for that matter, I believe the reason he's trying so hard to become a member of the Indian Air Force is because of this charisma that he saw in each of these officers that he met. As a Fauji brat, I believe I spent most of my life inside the confines of an Air Force quarters. Summer ho ya winter ho, the life inside the quarters was something else. Our small family of four, we had the togetherness that something that has kept us together all this time. Even in the evenings, we used to go out into the parks. We used to take a stroll. We used to go to the nearby shopping centers to have ice cream. We went for shopping together inside the local. We also had a lot of Malayali families around us with whom we socialized, and we made bonds that we keep to this day. और हमारे वहाँ पर एक मंदिर हुआ करता था, अभी भी है, मतलब अयप्पा टेम्पल इन सुब्रतो पार्क. Every Saturday we used to have puja there, and I believe they still do that puja. And ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാ ശനിയാഴ്ചയും പോയിട്ട് അവിടെ പാട്ട് പാടും. ഈവനിങ്ങിൽ ഞാൻ പാടും. എനിക്ക് പാട്ടിനോടുള്ള കമ്പം വന്നത് അവിടെ പാടിയിട്ടാണ്. I believe the blessings that I received while singing in this temple has made me who I am today. And well, I could not talk about Botswana among all this, because Botswana was something that changed our lives for the better. I still remember that day. I was in my fourth standard. We were living in Sulur in Coimbatore at that time, and my father came and he showed me this movie called Gods Must Be Crazy, in which they show they show this African tribal man called Bushman, who's never heard of the civilization outside his jungle, and he sees the civilization for the first time. He interacts with them, and he's surprised by how big the world really is. And I believe I was just as surprised as the Bushman was when my father told me we would actually be moving to this jungle, this country with this jungle. And for a long time we used to have this notion as kids that Africa was all tribals, it was all jungles, it was all war, to be honest. But the country of Botswana came as a surprise. It was so well developed, the people were so sweet, the culture was so elegant, and to be honest, it was something that everyone should experience once in their lifetime. And the life in Botswana changed my father too. His personality became drastically different when he was able to interact with the militaries around the world. And personally, I also had growth. So did my brother. I was studying with local Motswana. Motswana is the term for the citizens of Botswana. Motswana children with whom I studied, I played with them, I learned with them, I made some great friends, and I believe it was an experience for a lifetime. I never believed that I would be able to see the lion hunting the lion hunting in the jungle, or the African elephant in person, or the zebra in their own natural habitat. And I also make sure that I don't break contact with the friends I made in Botswana. I'm talking about the Indians in Botswana, the NRIs, and other Fauji brats, the children of other military personnel who were posted to Botswana just as we were. And we still have good friendship with each other. Now that I've left my Fauji brat life behind, I cannot help but notice that we had it easy. We used to live in the safe cocoon that was guarded by armed guards. We had cleanliness, we had well-kept roads, green trees, well-manicured lawns, trees rustling, birds chirping, peace and quiet. We had great medical infrastructure, we had great educational infrastructure. For physical activities, we had big grounds, we had outdoor and indoor gyms. We had good living conditions in the living quarters. We had big parks for strolling. We had great social community. Other Malayalis, other Bengalis, everyone, they had a great community, and they even interacted with each other during others' pujas, like for Durga Puja, Onam, Lohri, for all these festivals, Diwali, Holi. Everyone came together and played together, and we had everything that a normal community has. But we were safe. We had everything better. I believe it's something that everyone should be entitled to experience at some point in their lives. The experiences we gained while living in this cantonment life, it helped us grow as a person, and everything we are right now is because of this. And I cannot be more happy for the life that I had with my father, with my mother, with my brother, and we had a lot of memories that we cherish. And
Dr.Govind Mathu, thanks a lot from Jopa's Track and all its viewers. The proud words from you about your experience being a son of a brave soldier from Indian Air Force was really inspiring and encouraging. Thank you. താങ്ക്സ് എ ലോട്ട്.